told Prabhupada, when I sleep, only loads of cement and bricks, only these things are in my head. Prabhupada asked, you finished your 16 rounds? No, Prabhupada, I don't get time at all. From morning I'm behind the workers, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and my head is full of these things, construction. Prabhupada didn't answer anything. Next day Prabhupada asked, did you finish your 16 rounds? Again he said the same answer. Today I went to Delhi, I collected the materials, procured all the construction, this thing, and I was so busy, my head is full of this thing. It went on for 2-3 days. Then Prabhupada called his secretary and said, pay him salary and send him off. Because there is no difference between you and a construction labor. What is the difference between you and him? Prabhupada said, pay him salary and send him off. Sadhana, Shashvata Dhana, Sanatana Dhana, Satvika Dhana. It is sadhana. A wealth, a asset which travels with the soul. Only the benefit of chanting holy name will travel with the soul. Sanatana Dhana is sadhana, eternal wealth. Satvika Dhana, Shashvata Dhana, permanent wealth. That is why it is called sadhana. Because dhana in this world, Lakshmi, is chanchala. Today she will be in your house, tomorrow she will come to my house, third day she will go to some other house. Lakshmi is chanchala. Dhana Lakshmi is never sanatana. She keeps moving. But chanting, the benefit of the chanting holy name is sadhana, which will stay with the soul. So laziness is a big hindrance. That is why Kulashekara Alvar, in Mukundamala Stotra, he sang, Alasyam Vyapani Yadbhakti Sulabham Dhyayasva Narayanam Lokasya Vyasanapanodana Karo Dasasya Kim Nakshamaha. Alasyam Vyapaniyat Bhakti Sulabham. Alasyam means laziness. Alasadai. Alasyam. You give away alasyam. Alasyam Vyapaniyat Bhakti Sulabham. Bhakti is very easy. Dhyayasva Narayanam. So there are two main hindrances in sadhana. One is laziness and the second is offense. At any cause, any case, we should chant attentive 16 rounds. If you don't do it, or if we dilute it, or we do it inattentively, slowly we will lose the taste for the devotional life. Some devotees are very busy, but they knowingly don't complete their 16 rounds. And once they don't complete it for continuous 2-3 days, it will become habit. Then it is very difficult. Be very cautious, careful, be your own personal judge. And don't miss this. And mind will be saying, Ha Prabhuji, you didn't chant for last 1 week. Still people are appreciating you. People are respecting you. And I am not chanting regularly for last 1 month. Still when I look at the mirror, I feel I look very tejasvi. All the excuses mind will give and pull you down. That is all. Finished. Laziness is very dangerous. And the second, if we commit an offense with a Vaishnava, we will lose the taste for holy name. And I am sure many of us have got this experience. Previous day we had some kind of argument or a debate or kind of hurtings, conversation, and next day I am for sure morning when we are chanting, the whole thing replay will be going on. 2 hours. Whatever it is that Prabhu shouldn't have said like that. Whatever he said was wrong only. The whole 2 hours we will be thinking about that only. And sometimes that argument will go on for a week in our head. Right? And what happens, some very lazy devotees, non-serious devotees, they start enjoying this mental massage also after some time. What is that mental massage? Morning 2 hours, they will take Japamala and Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Hare Krishna, then mind will go. That Prabhu said like that, no? If he says next time, you should counteract like this. What? He is so great or what? He has also done these mistakes. I know everything about him. 2 hours we will be enjoying. That whole drama will be going on replay. It will go on for hours. We will naturally lose the taste for the holy name. Offense is something very, very dangerous. When we do offense, we lose taste. So these are the two hindrances in sadhana. One is laziness and the second is offense. Many people, they don't even care that they are doing offense and I have to come out of it. Many, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of examples for this. So one day, Lord Chaitanya was meeting all the devotees in Navadvip. So many devotees, tens and thousands of devotees were standing in the queue, and they were hugging Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya used to hug each and every person and call them by name. 10,000 devotees, he will call them, how happy we will be. Suddenly our Guru Maharaj comes and calls each and every one of us by name. In the crowd, how are you so and so, how are you? And the devotee will definitely feel a lot of bliss. He will feel satisfied, joyful. So Lord Chaitanya will call one by name and hug them to the heart, feel them, and ask how are they doing, how is their spiritual life, how is their even material life. He will ask, how is your children, everything he will ask, and personally touch. And after many days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother is standing there. Then Lord Chaitanya purposely avoided his mother. And devotees were wondering. Sachi Mata used to sit and cry literally about Lord Chaitanya. Every day she was crying. And why Mahaprabhu purposely avoided her. And they were feeling so bad. And they went and asked, Mahaprabhu, Sachi Mata is there. Why don't you speak? Mahaprabhu said, she is a aparadhi. She will not get liberation. And I don't want to talk to her. Mahaprabhu said this about his own mother. She is aparadhi. She will not get liberated and I don't want to talk. And devotees were like, what? Lord Chaitanya's mother and her elder son has taken sannyas, such wonderful children. Supreme Lord has become her son. How can she be an aparadhi? Then Lord Chaitanya said, when we were young, myself and my elder brother, Vishwambar and Vishwarupa, when we were young, Vishwarupa and myself was young, my elder brother used to always go and spend time in Advaita Acharya's house. My elder brother used to like Advaita Acharya so much, and he used to spend all the time in Advaita Acharya's house listening philosophy from him. By constantly associating with Advaita Acharya, my elder brother Vishwarupa completely lost interest in this material world. He is a true Vaishnava. யாரு கூட பழகும்போது இதயத்தில துறவை பற்றி சிந்தனை வருதோ அவர்கள்தான் உண்மையான பக்தர்கள். The devotee who gives the seed of detachment from this material world, and that devotee is a pure devotee. And Vishwarupa used to spend all the time with Advaita Acharya, and slowly he developed complete detachment from this material world and he left home. And in the same pathway, Lord Chaitanya started spending time with Advaita Acharya. So when Vishwambara also, Gauranga also went to spend time with Lord Chaitanya, Sachi Mata felt very scared. What if my second son also will take sannyas? What is this Advaita Acharya doing to my children? And she was not angry with Advaita Acharya. She was genuinely feeling attachment for her children. Very natural, sincere attachment. She did not do any offense. She thought, this Advaita Acharya is spoiling my children. I will not allow my children to associate with Advaita Acharya. That is all. A simple thought of an innocent mother. Lord Chaitanya said, she committed offense against Advaita Acharya and she will not get liberated. Imagine if this is the condition of Lord Chaitanya's mother, what to speak about us? We do offense all the 24 hours a day. Even in the dream, we will think bad about devotees sometimes. So these are the two things, aparadha and alasya, laziness and offense. Once again, all the 5 topics, siddhanta and vices, and the third topic is sadhana. And the fourth is our own mind. It can make heaven out of hell and hell out of heaven. So, Devamritam Maharaj, ISKCON Sannyasi from Australia, he gave a beautiful example what is mind. So, one day, a person was traveling in the train. It is a 2 people sitting seat. Only 2 persons can sit, and that's a seat there. And when this person went to go and sit in the chair in the train, a fat man who occupied 3/4 of the seat is sitting there. Very plumpy, fat man. He covered 3/4 of the seat. And this another person didn't get any space. He's trying to squeeze in. He didn't get any space. And he was feeling very uncomfortable. And this fat man also not adjusting. He's trying to push him the other way. And he feels like I am the boss and I have to control the whole thing. He's not allowing.